I'm here to talk to you guys today about plants, more specifically their communication and defense techniques that they use. You might think, like, what can a plant really do? It kind of just sits there, grows in the ground. Insects like hang out on them all the time. They have a couple things, some obvious ones. A lot of plants have thorns. That's a pretty basic defense mechanism they use. Some of them use also chemical defenses, like poisons and stuff. The way they realize that they're in danger is that they release excuse me, they release proteins into the predators that eat them, and then plants down the line, if those same like insects would eat the plant of a similar plant, they would it would sense that the proteins are there, and they would trigger their defense techniques, whatever they were. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about a few of the more interesting, in my opinion, plant defense techniques. The first one is mimicry. So this plant right here is called the stinging nettle, and it's a poisonous plant. So this plant already has the natural chemical defense of poison. So then there's also the plant called the dead nettle, which is not poisonous, but bears good resemblance to the stinging nettle. So their mimicry of that poisonous plant helps them defend themselves against insects and predators by saying, oh, this is probably poisonous, I'm going to stay away from it. Another plant that uses mimicry is called the passion vine. This leaf right here, the yellow spots on it, is actually the mimicry technique that they use. One of the most common things that's found on a passion vine is the Halonicus caterpillar, and they lay yellow eggs throughout the vine and on the leaves. So this plant, the thing is that caterpillars of this type will not lay eggs where they see other eggs because they don't want competition with another caterpillar. So they'll avoid that particular leaf or particular part of the vine if they see eggs. So that's what this leaf has on it. It has the yellow spots, and they're actually raised so they kind of look like eggs on the plant. So then those caterpillars stay away, and that's one less predator that the passion vine has to worry about. Another type of defense mechanism is a kind of an alarm system. I couldn't really think of a better way to phrase it, but that kind of, it doesn't sound good to me, but that's all I could get. So this right here is the African acacia tree, and they have poison-filled leaves that when they're eaten or a predator is eating them, they release an ethylene gas, and the surrounding acacia trees, I guess I didn't pick a very good picture because there's not really anything around it, but I like the picture. The surrounding acacia trees would produce the same poison preemptively under the assumption that, oh, there's something eating a tree around us and they release this gas, I better get the poison ready too, so just in case I get attacked. So another plant that uses an alarm system is the mimosa. So these plants are extremely sensitive. Even if the leaves are just slightly touched, the leaflets will release water, which will cause the plant to like scrunch in together, and the leaves will become so compact that it'll just look like a twig. And it's even if like you could go find a mimosa plant and touch it, and it'll like disappear. It looks like. So the third type of defense technique I want to talk about today is a chemical defense. So this is when some plants release chemical when attacked, and this chemical can actually attract the attacker's predator. So for corn, for example, they emit a chemical signal that can attract wasps when there are worms attacking the corn. So the wasps come, lay eggs inside the plant, and then the larvae that are hatched from these eggs actually attack the worms that were attacking the corn. So the corn releases the chemical, the wasps come, and the wasps eat the corn's predator. Another type of plant that uses the chemical defense technique is the Persian lilac. It's a deadlier form of a chemical defense than the corn. This plant produces chromines that can disrupt the hormone development of their predators if the predators decide to eat parts of the plant. Bracken is deadly to both insects and mammals, and the leaves early on produce cyanide, and as they become more mature, they can even cause blindness or cancer in some animals if they eat the leaves of bracken. Milkweed has toxin contained, and they can give small mammals heart attacks. The interesting thing about this is that monarch butterflies are immune to the poison in milkweed. So what the monarch butterfly does is they eat the poison, but they don't digest it. So it gets distributed into their larva. So when other predators eat this caterpillar, the predators die because the poison from the milkweed is in the caterpillar from the monarch butterfly. So to sum everything up, I just want to say that plants are not defenseless. As much as you just see one like in a field or on the side of the road, like growing out of like a yard or whatever, they're not the most vulnerable things in the world. They have ways that they can defend themselves, and I guess that's what I want you guys to take away. So thank you.